Manny Pacquiao was 16 when he fought minutes after tragedy struck his close friend on the same card. Manny Pacquiao had his hand raised in heartbreaking circumstances 30 years ago today. No discussion surrounding the all-time boxing greats can take place without mentioning Pacquiao, the only fighter in history to win 12 world titles across 8 different weight divisions. Before Pacquiao won his first world title in 1998 by coming from behind to knock out Chatchai Sasakul, PacMan had begun to make a name for himself with an impressive early career run in his native Philippines. And the future all-time great was not rising in the sport alone. He had his best friend, Eugene Barutag, by his side through 9 professional fights, but tragedy struck when they shared a card in Manila 3 decades ago. Manny Pacquiao won his 10th professional fight moments after his friend's tragic death in the ring. Pacquiao's 10th professional fight came on this day, December 9, in 1995. That date in the Filipino's career stands out because of the tragic circumstances surrounding his win. Minutes before Pacquiao beat Rolando Torregon via unanimous decision, he watched on as one of his closest friends competed. Having escaped poverty as street kids in General Santos City and created new lives as boxers, Pacquiao and Barutag, and vowed to support each other in their quests to forge successful careers in the ring. At 16 years of age, Barutag fought veteran journeyman Randy Andigan on Pacquiao's undercard 30 years ago. He was winning the bout, but began to slow and eventually collapsed in his corner after multiple blows to the head. At the time, there were no paramedics on standby in case of such an emergency. Officials were unable to revive Barutag, and Pacquiao described the heartbreaking moment when he held his friend in his arms backstage. "He was my close friend. I feel so bad," Pacquiao said, the Courier Mail. "I was saying to him, 'Come on, you can make it,' but his eyes looked straight ahead, and he was not breathing anymore." Following that horrific personal loss at the age of 16, Pacquiao continued fighting in Barutag's honor. "Even though my friend died, I promised him that I would continue our dream and become a champion to honor him. I want to encourage people to fight on no matter what their circumstances in life." It is safe to say that Pacquiao has done his late friend proud, having gone on to become one of the most successful boxing legends in history. And after establishing himself as one of his country's leading political figures, Pacquiao created a bill in 2017 to establish a Philippines Boxing Commission to regulate the sport and introduce proper medical checks. The latest on Manny Pacquiao's boxing return as the timeline changes again. Pacquiao continues to fight in his friend's memory, and he cannot be done collecting world titles yet. The Filipino legend narrowly fell short of the WBC welterweight title in his comeback this year, as he returned to the ring for the first time since 2021 to challenge Mario Barrios. After a draw against the reigning champion, Pacquiao's next boxing match looks likely to come against WBA welterweight champion Rolly Romero. While PacMan was originally targeting January 24, the latest update from promoter Sean Gibbons has named March as the current hope. "There's discussions for March," Sean Gibbons told Fight Hype. Rolly asked the WBA for an exception, so there's ongoing conversations for that fight. That's at welterweight. Manny would love to better his record that he made at 40 years old, beating Keith Thurman to be the oldest welterweight champion, he added. "So, if we could fight Rolly, that would be great."